When are we thinking about Hizmet and what they accomplish today worldwide? In my humble opinion, I believe they are providing something that's extremely necessary at the current date. Let me tell you something about trying to organize ourselves here in Tentang. I'm raised in a family where we always try to help other people without I felt I also never a person. So my name is Adnan Silajdzić, and I'm originally from Bosnia, Sarajevo, born and raised in Sarajevo, and I came in the United States in '97, 2 years after the war ended in Bosnia. I was also part of our kind of military during the kind of aggression on Bosnia, and also right after kind of war ended. Myself and my family, we moved to Holland, and from Holland we moved also to United States, as I mentioned, in '97. So since that time, I always faced, since I had small kids, I kind of faced a lot of challenges. How we gonna kind of keep our heritage, how we gonna be ourselves, and also be part of this great society that we live in. So that's basically who I am and what I try to do. And one of my way trying to kind of accomplish these kind of challenges is to try to organize Bosnian community during my living here. So in 2010, I was with a couple other people, and with some help with Hizmet, of course, at that time. We tried to organize Bosnian people, and since that time we do have like Bosnian community. Even we are a small community here, and we live like anywhere from Thousand Oaks to San Diego area. We try to communicate and try to organize something that will kind of be some really very unique and help us out to kind of be part of this society. Let me tell you something about trying to organize ourselves here in 2010. I was able to meet some people from Hizmet, and also I found out that a couple of friends here from Hizmet are also living in this area, and they help us out tremendously during the time of when we try to organize ourselves. Especially I'm talking here about logistical help, nothing more than that. And as earlier I talked to you that we live anywhere from Thousand Oaks to San Diego. We always face that challenge. Even before we tried to organize ourselves, we didn't have space to kind of gather together or anywhere that we can kind of meet in a greater number. So Hizmet actually offer us and open their doors with the warm welcome to all Bosnian people to freely use their facilities. And since 2010, we were always kind of find out great help, and we were always able to access those facilities without any charge or without any kind of something that we need to return back, something like that. So that was my first initial kind of introduction to the Hizmet itself. So. My view about Hizmet is literally what that word means. In Bosnia, we also use Hizmet. Hizmet is to help somebody to be available for some greater good. And I'm raised in a family where we always try to help other people without kind of trying to gain something in return back. I was raised like that. My mom always taught me that. And I believe that's our value that we share. When I met a couple of guys from Hizmet, I can tell you something that I have really strange feeling, especially when of your guys here. When I visit his home, I felt something very interesting. It was you know, when you were a small kid, you remember certain things. I remember certain smells. So when I came to his home, I felt that smell when I visited my grandma. So it was really, really touchy for my heart. I don't know, I cannot explain that feeling. It's just something that I felt. It was nothing special there. It was just coffee and tea and some small sweets and a nice talk, nothing else. But my heart felt I'm back when I was like a little kid visiting my grandma. That was my kind of feeling that I kind of always have with the Hizmet. And I can tell you I met many people in the last couple of years from the Hizmet, what people say Hizmet movement. But since you guys are organized in many different ways, I met many different people doing many different things. And none of them they didn't go to be kind of different than others. All of them shared the same moral value that I was also looking and when I was raising my kids, or when my mom and dad was kind of raising me and what they were teaching me. I found out with all people from Hizmet sharing the same values. Let me tell you a couple things about Mr. Fethullah Gulen. So first of all, personally, I'm that type of the person that really, I don't like to talk too much about somebody that I didn't personally meet. But for this specific situation, I can tell you that knowing and meeting people that they were influenced by a teaching of Mr. Fethullah Gulen, I felt I also met the person. So meeting multiple guys from Hizmet that I mentioned earlier, and that they have such a nice value that I also share and my closest family share, it's to kind of be really nice person, help other, keep your heritage, keep your Islamic value from the right teaching. So that was my take on Mr. Fethullah Gulen. I know many different people talking many different things, but I can definitely tell you that's a great scholar. He's a great Islamic leader. And the results of that is when I see somebody, when I look at somebody's behavior, I see the result of the teaching. So same like when you have a good teacher in the school, and even it's like elementary school, university, if you have a great university teacher, you're going to have great students. So those great students are going to help society. So that's why we always look, when we are looking where we're going to put our kids on which school, or we are looking to this university, to that school, or they have great program, they have great teachers. Why we are doing that? Why we are doing that? We are doing because of the value that they teach there. They have real value for current life. And I believe from Islamic perspective, that's very important to teach our values today, what the Mr. Gulen teaching, Hizmet. Again, this is based on people that I met and that they live that life. They are not preaching one thing and leaving and doing other things. I was mainly looking what they are doing. So that's how I personally judge, and that's how I know Mr. Fethullah Gulen. When are we thinking about Hizmet and what they accomplish today worldwide, in my humble opinion, I believe they are providing something that's extremely necessary at the current date. We see everywhere, especially here in the West, in some area, not all areas, we see a lot of immorality, a lot of selfishness. Even people are extremely skilled, extremely nice, but they use their own skills and everything that God's gifted only for themselves and their closest family or relatives. But I see the huge impact of a Hizmet today is that they share their value and they try to spread, especially with Hizmet schools, teaching technology and science. It's extremely important to be accessible to everybody. I see, at least here in the United States, we do have a lot of good schools, a lot of good programs, but not everywhere and not accessible for everybody. I see a couple of Hizmet schools they open in an area where the people, they don't have the easy access to that level of knowledge of science and technology. So in my opinion, today it's very important to have both knowledge in science, technology, as well as some moral values and, of course, religious values too.
The Hizmet movement seeks to bring peace through understanding, peace through respect, and therefore love of our fellow people, regardless of where they live or what their faith traditions are.
I was also able to see a couple charitable organizations that was kind of influenced by Hizmet. And I see involvements in many different areas. They didn't help only necessarily people that practice Islam or that they are in certain area or region. They primarily try to help humanity.